Have you ever accidentally changed the formatting on a spreadsheet that had dates in them and saw all of the dates change to random numbers? What's that number all about? Why did Excel make a date that specific 5-digit number? Well, it turns out that according to Excel, dates are numbers. In fact, each date equals 1, and time is a fraction of 1. So for example, 12 noon would equal 0.5, or 6 p.m. is 0.75, and so on. And that seemingly random 5-digit number, it's actually the total number of days since the very first day Excel recognizes, January 1st, 1900. The brilliance of this little bit of programming is that as long as you aren't tracking dates from the 1800s, any two dates can be thought of as simply X number of days and Y number of days since a common day. Meaning you can treat dates as numbers, and we can add and subtract them. Want to see what date an invoice is due if it's 90 days from today? Simply add 90 to the date. Want to know how overdue an order is? Simply subtract the due date from today's date. Once you start thinking of dates as numbers, all kinds of things become possible. And to demonstrate how you can take advantage of that fact, let's do something really fun and find some unconventional birthdays by calculating how many months, days, or even hours old we are. One of the most romantic things I ever did was celebrate my wife's 1 billionth second on Earth. All thanks to the power of Excel. In the sample file, let me do a quick experiment to prove my point. First, I'll hit the keyboard shortcut, Control-semicolon, which will quickly put today's date in a cell. Then I'm going to select that cell again, and Control-Shift-1 changes the formatting to a number format. And you'll see today's date is actually just a number. Okay, now let's put in our birthday. If you know your birth time, put that in as well. Just be sure you include a space between the date and the time, as that is how Excel is going to recognize a date-time format. In the cell marked current date, you could use that keyboard shortcut Control-semicolon again, but that's a static value. So instead, I want this file to show current date every day, so I'm going to use the formula equals today with open and closed parentheses. Nothing goes inside these parentheses for this formula. It simply equals the word today and then those parentheses. And that'll give me today's date every day. Okay, we've got our variables. Now it's just simple math. In the next cell, I'll write a simple formula where I'll take today's date and subtract my birth date. If the result looks a little weird, it's just because of the date formatting. Switch back to the number format with Control-Shift+1, or from the Home tab, where you can have it in the drop-down menu. And there you go, how many days old you are. If you're in your early 30s, you're coming up on your 10,000th day on Earth. Pretty exciting. Great excuse to have a party. We can keep this going with time. If you want to be precise based on that time you were born, go back to that current date field, and instead of using equals today, change it to equals now with those same open and closed parentheses. The now function gives you the current date and the current time together. And by the way, that's pulled from your computer clock, so it's based on your time zone. Click the cell where you want to put how many hours old you are, and this is just simple math. We're going to take how many days old we are from that previous cell and multiply by 24. Now you get how many hours old you are. Next, you could multiply that new cell by 60 to get how many minutes old you are. And if you really want to see a big number, I'm going to take that previous cell, multiply it by 60 again, and here's how many seconds old we are. Now I'm just going to go ahead and clean this up by removing some of the extra decimal points, but if I really wanted to confirm that this is in fact accurate, I might want to recalculate how many years old I am. So I'll simply take that how many days old we are and divide by 365.25. We can't forget about the leap year, and neither does Excel. And there we go, how old you are, and unfortunately how old I am. So there you have it. If you discovered a new kind of birthday coming up, share it in the Q&A section, and we'll all wish you a happy birthday. See you next time.